Young Sri Lankan innovators gathered at Trace Sri Lanka to showcase their cutting-edge innovations to Dr. Bandula Wijay, a luminary in biomedical innovation globally. A range of ideas and inventions spanning from AI-powered drug discovery to Ayurvedic devices, highlighting the potential of Sri Lankan innovations. Speaking to other Derana, Dr. Bandula Wijay expressed optimism on the progress of Sri Lankan innovations.
We have to become a country of innovators. Now imagine that today somebody develops a potential product of 20 years from now and we came out in the market with that. Before long, the rest of the world will get to know this was done in Sri Lanka by a young person, 22 years old. A year or two later, we came with another idea. The word gets around, that second idea also came from Sri Lanka. The world will get to know that if you need to get a new idea, new product, they have to come to Sri Lanka. So we have to do a few things and prove our point. That's what we have to do. And get a name built, establish our name or brand ourselves as a nation that is able to come up with new solutions, new innovations, and that will help humanity, solve the problems of humanity, right?
Trace Sri Lanka, a not-for-profit private sector initiative, continues to foster a collaborative environment for innovation and entrepreneurship. By bringing together industry leaders, academia, and government, it aims to strengthen the national innovation ecosystem and inspire the next generation of problem solvers. Vice President and Executive President Heminda Jayavira and Senior Vice President Dr. Sankalpa Gambarige of Trace Sri Lanka highlighted ongoing efforts to strengthen Sri Lanka's innovation ecosystem by connecting government, academia and industry. They emphasized the importance of fostering youth creativity and entrepreneurship to drive sustainable, multidisciplinary innovation and national economic growth.
Trace is technologically reawakening a culture of excellence. So we have started about 11 years ago. A group of tech entrepreneurs in Sri Lanka wanted to create a collaborative space to develop innovations, entrepreneurship in Sri Lanka. So what we are trying to do is to connect the whole Sri Lankan innovation ecosystem and make sure that we could build something bigger than what we have been doing all this time. Today what happened was actually we have identified many missing pieces in Sri Lankan innovation ecosystem. It's kind of eye-opener for all these startups to get this amazing experience in biotechnology, biomedical area. In Sri Lanka, we have to look at that whole engine works together. There should be an outside entity who should do that. So we are, as a not-for-profit private sector organization, we are trying to bring all these three together, which is the government, academia and the industry. So that's what we are trying to do.
The whole idea of building Trace is to foster national economic growth through capturing our general public, especially our youth, creativity, innovation and entrepreneurship abilities, because we thought that's the only way we can create wealth where we would be able to create our own Sri Lankan mark on the map in terms of innovation, creativity to make this mark. So we found our people, they have the talent, but I think there was something missing in this equation. Should we get the infrastructure first and then ask people to move, or get people to move and get infrastructure next? Infrastructure is both soft and hard infrastructure, including policies and frameworks. So what we thought is the innovation happens at the periphery of the problem when multidisciplinary people meet together, they figure it out problem, and innovation should be in a sustainable manner. So sustainable innovation is all about entrepreneurship.
In 2020, Sri Lanka allocated only 0.12% of its GDP, around 18.17 billion rupees, for research and development. Of the 18.17 billion, the highest gross expenditure on research and development was incurred by business enterprises, recorded at 37.94%. Government research institutes trailered behind, claiming 34.12% of the gross expenditure on research and development. Most of this funding went towards applied research, with smaller portions allocated for basic research and experimental development. Focus areas included engineering and technology, agricultural and natural sciences, highlighting a priority on practical, sector-based innovation. Despite having over 6,000 researchers engaged in R&D, only 2,267 were full-time. Compared to the global average of 1.19% of GDP, Sri Lanka's R&D investment remains low.
Innovation will be Sri Lanka's pathway to earning a vital foreign exchange and build a resilient economy. The need to create space for new ideas, support local startups, attract research investments, and streamline regulations is pivotal. Real transformation begins in classrooms with educational reforms that spark curiosity, creativity, and problem solving to drive innovation and global competitiveness.
The proposed education reforms in Sri Lanka have sparked impassioned public discourse on the progress of Sri Lankan education. Since education is at the epicenter of economic development, it is imperative for the government's reform proposals to foster and encompass creativity, critical thinking, and problem-solving skills alongside strong communication and the ability to collaborate. These skills, which often remain outside school curricula, are crucial for Sri Lanka's journey towards economic resilience through innovation.